So this is deck 8. So on the right side is Les Dunes, which is the Urea restaurant, anytime dining, which is a nice perk. And then on the right is the Gin Project. But what I'm going to show you here is something that goes on, and I'm trying not to get any people in my videos. And of course now there's a group of people walking at me, so I'm going to try to not include that. Right there, that big screen, that is the media control room for when they do events, and I think that's where like the TV productions are processed or something or other. They don't do a lot of live video shows. Okay, let's get working. So we're on deck 8, and when you're here, you think, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to get through. There's now a family walking, so I am delaying my video again. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning, so people are starting to wake up, which is pretty good, and hopefully now we're coming back. So we're back. We're on deck 8, and you see this wall. You can't get across this World Promenade Galleria on this level, because you think, well, the restaurant blocks the one side, and on this side there's a brick wall. So we've had a few people walking near us hit this wall and say, oh no, we can't go any further. But you can. There is a walkway right here. It just makes a left turn. And then on one side, you'll see is the Gin Project, the upper level of the British pub. And then you make a turn. Good morning. Go this way. 1 second. You can see they have some things set up here. And let's see. And now we can get back to the alleyway that goes around on deck 8. So this wraps around, all around deck 8. So you can. This is a little bit narrow, but most people don't know this route. So it doesn't get overloaded. And then it comes back out, and I highly recommend checking out this. So I'm not going to show it to you, so you should just take a look at it when you're here. But see the Gin Project sign, you can go that way. And then we're back out among all the restaurants and the shops of this area. The loft is where there is karaoke, where there's a comedy show. Let's step in there because it's kind of nice. You can see it's set up for karaoke. And then here is Italy on the other side. But I really wanted to show you that cut through. And we're on the top level. There's 3 levels here. Quite a bit of space. And I have to say, I've been on Oasis class ships on Royal Caribbean. This never felt as crowded as the Oasis class ships or the Freedom class. And I'm very surprised by that. I've been a Royal Caribbean fan for a very long time and have tried MSC now for a few times. And I'm kind of shocked at how well a ship this size handles crowds. Now, right now, I said it's like 9:10. Now it's probably like 9:10 in the morning, so it's pretty empty. And later today, it's a sea day. This will be crowded, so I don't want to film it while we're at capacity, because I don't want people in my videos. I think it's rude to do that. And if this is your first video watching me, usually I just kind of do a wander around and I do a little bit of rambling. So hopefully you don't mind that. But also everything that I show you are things that I've paid for. I'm not sponsored or endorsed, and I never will be, because I do this to share information that I think is interesting to people that are interested in cruising or travel. Because, to be honest, it costs a lot of money to travel. You take your vacation time, and you might watch a video and say, oh, this video, the person is saying this is so wonderful. And then you don't know that they were paid to tell you it was wonderful. I'm never paid to tell you it's wonderful. I'm never paid to tell you it's bad. I'm just going to share you what I think of things that I've actually paid for. I think that is the best way to be. And at the moment, I'm not even monetized, so I don't make any money off of any of this. I just wander around talking to myself and everyone that's listening. And I just wanted to say, thank you for joining me. But so this is the wonderful 3-level area of the ship, and we're going to come around here. And all the stores are closed because it's, like I said, it's early in the morning. So let's take a look. And this is a beautiful chandelier, and there are stairs that people take a lot of pictures on. Way down at the other end, which we saw very little bit of, was Pizza and Burger, which is open later today and is honestly one of the highlights of this ship for anyone that's like, in any level cabin, because you can go there and you can actually just get a slice of pizza, you can get mac and cheese, you can get nachos, you can get burgers, coleslaw. Just, it's really a great addition to the MSC food options. So now we're going to keep on going, and since we're on deck 8, we can keep walking, and then guess what? Then we're on the World Promenade. I get the names mixed up all the time because I'm used to the Royal Caribbean ships, so they have different names, and then I keep calling them different things, but I apologize. I suggest looking at deck plans and just figuring out where things are before you get on the ship, and you'll be much happier knowing the basics. But deck 8 runs all the way across, and some people think it doesn't, and that's why at the beginning of this video I showed you the little cut through. And now we are outside in this big open air space, which has the coffee emporium, which is really nice. But if you have the drink package, you can get certain coffees included. If you don't, then you will be paying a certain amount for coffees. I would go in there, but there are people in there and I don't want to record them, so let's see. So there you can see. They do have some free croissants. Then they have some upcharge food in there for like $1.50 extra, which is a bargain. So feel free to indulge. And then there are bathrooms here. So the coffee place, I didn't want to show everyone sitting there, has outdoor and indoor seating. So it's really nice. When it's boiling hot and you want to have a coffee, or even a hot coffee, sit inside. There's jewelry, there's this Paxos restaurant, which you've probably seen in other videos, because if you're like me, you watch every video that's available, just because it's fun to research where you're going. And this is Paxos on the go, where you can get some to-go food. You do have to pay for it. It's not very expensive. Have not tried it yet, because every time we've wandered down here, it's been closed because we don't check the time. So check your schedule. It's available via QR code for the daily schedule, and we'll break down everything like on the former printed cruise planners. Now, before I go any further, this is the huge dry slide that goes all the way from who knows how many decks up, too many decks up, and I'm not going to do that. But there on either side of this slide, these are panoramic elevators that will take you all the way to the top decks. So you can do that slide, or you can just go up to the Zen pool or to even the buffet. Great addition, really smart move by MSC to put that in so you can get there right away. And you'll notice on the actual control pad, this is the control pad. On the control pad, it's basically up, 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 up. What's odd is if you do this and you press this one, it is working. Oops, sorry. On the other ones, it doesn't actually work. The bottom one doesn't work. It's only the top one that works, and that's what I was going to show you. But this one, it's obviously working on both. So now the elevator's coming for me. I'm sorry about that. And we're moving along because I don't want to be there when the elevator opens. So this is Promenade Bites, which is free. It is included, so it'll be open later today. And what they have here is something that you will not find on Royal Caribbean, is free popcorn. And you say, oh my gosh, free popcorn, what's the big deal? It's not a big deal, but it's another thing that they don't charge you for on MSC that you're charged on Royal Caribbean, which I think is insane. Get free popcorn, all the cruise lines, free popcorn. It's not a big deal. You also get free cotton candy, which is pretty incredible. I'm going to tell you that. I think it's incredible. This is the sports bar. And so if you've been on Royal Caribbean, you'll know that there's a sports bar now that's on Royal Caribbean. Playmakers on Royal Caribbean. So this is All-Star Sports Bar. So many screens, so much seating, really incredible staff. And they do have food for a charge. So they have like burgers. They even have a veggie burger. They have a jumbo pretzel. They just have a little bit of like comfort food. It's like the things that you kind of want while you're sitting there having a beer. Now I want to show you something, and I'm not going to show you for too long because I don't want to be rude. But each morning and in the afternoon, they do a Pilates class. They do a stretch class. Then they do a sound healing class. So I'm going to pan and show you, but I'm not going to focus on it because I don't want to disrespect anyone actually doing any of the workout. And it is so wonderful. The woman that runs it is so centered. Centered is the best word I can describe. So sweet. Definitely worth checking out if you were ever curious about taking a class. And it's very peaceful because it's right at the back of the ship. And I'm just going to show you real quick. And there they are. It's so wonderful. And it's included. It is free. You just have to get up early to do it. And it's after 9 now, so it's not even that early. So that is the World Promenade. At night they do a light show. There's usually performances here of some sort. Here is Sweet Temptations, where you can get crepes. You get crepes at Jean Philippe too, but here you get crepes and ice cream and candy. And there's a huge seating area. You know, let's go look at the seating area. I like it. It's kind of interesting. So it's really big. On the other side is, like I said, is the sports bar. And there they have a smoking section in the back. So I don't usually walk out that way. But here is the seating area for Sweet Temptations. And this is all outside. Isn't this neat? It's nice details. They actually put so much effort into this ship. It doesn't feel like an MSC ship. So here's outdoor seating. There's a teacup seating. It's so nice. Look at these chairs. You feel like look like you're in a balloon. It is open right now, but to go in, but I'm not going to go in. I don't want to get the staff thinking that I want something. So it's just really, really nice. I'm going to see if I can get into the sports bar. I want to show it off. You know, you get a lot of complaints about things on MSC, and I'm going to tell you, they're up in their game. They've listened to people where some cruise lines, they don't seem to listen. They don't really want to change. But MSC is doing it. Take a look at this space. Look at all these TVs. Look at this bar. Like I said, it's not open yet. But look how incredible this is. And it goes way back. And I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to move quickly and talk over anything that's going on. But you pay. I think this is $15, so it's not cheap. $15 to play darts for like 30 minutes. And then there's the outdoor section, which I don't want to go to. And then there's more tables back here. It's just really cool. Okay, we're back outside of the sports bar. And like I said, they do have some food. It's at extra charge. You have to scan for the menu. And then we're walking back. And I just wanted to do a little wrap up here to say that this is just a really nice space. And here's my little commentary, which is probably the whole video anyway. When I first saw this space on videos, I thought, wow, that's kind of empty. It seems a little bit dead. Compared to Royal Caribbean, which is like jumping with colors and crazy and the carousel and stuff, I'm not putting that down. That's really nice. But when I was watching that, comparing them from my experiences on Royal Caribbean and on to MSC, I was like, oh, there's not a lot going on here. And I think that's the point. They didn't want to overload it. They wanted to have it where you walk in and then there's like highlights of things that are of interest. So you walk in, then there's the coffee area and you're like, oh, okay. And it feels kind of removed. It doesn't feel like one big play zone with kids screaming and parents, yucking it up at a bar or something. It's at times quiet and reserved. And other times when they have a party here, it's jumping. So it's a little bit of everything. And it's nice. I actually like it more than I thought I would. But just know, if you're looking at this ship and you're thinking, oh yeah, I want to go on that ship. There's cabins that overlook this area, and at night the lights are flashing. It might not be the most relaxing. They do have blackout curtains, and I have been told that they're soundproof, the doors, the balcony doors. Still, there's not a lot of privacy, and somebody coming out on their balcony right now, and I don't want to record them. So there's not a lot of privacy. So if that's your thing, maybe they're not for you. I don't want to put them down because I haven't stayed in one, but I know that I would not be comfortable in one under any circumstances. I probably wouldn't take one for free, but I've only been on MSC in Yacht Club because I need kind of more quiet and less people. Sorry. And there are ways to get away from people on the ship, even if you're in any one of the cabins. There definitely are, because you can see right now you can come out here and sit in any one of these tables and have your coffee and be left alone. And hopefully no one will be recording you like I am. I'm not recording anyone. That's why I'm really far away from the coffee place. But before I leave, I just wanted to show you that up here there's where the palm trees kind of meet, and then there's this walkway. I don't want to zoom in too much because there's people on it. That is the buffet, from one side of the buffet to the other side of the buffet. And then the glass wall, it's hard to see, is actually part of the buffet also. So it's really kind of spectacular. 2-level buffet that at times is kind of crazy, but then other times you can go there and it's pretty quiet. And it seems like you could always find a seat as long as you're not there at the absolute peak hour, which, if you don't know what the peak hour is, well, it's always like right before we get to a port. It's right, like usually like 4 o'clock, the buffets get hit with people coming back. So it's a little, that's it. If you ever want to figure that out, and you can find out pretty much on the first day how crazy things will be, just by paying attention to the rhythm of the ship, where people are going, what they're doing. It's very simple. So it's easy to avoid people. I'm not saying that there aren't crowds on here. There absolutely are. I think there's 6,000 people, so there's going to be people. But the busiest day is going to be the first day, embarkation day, and then the last morning you're going to see the most people here. Not here, I mean on the ship. That's when you're going to encounter them. So as you can see, the class is still going on in the background. Just really peaceful. There's no music, which is great. Just a nice start to the day. And I just want to say thank you for watching. Hopefully you got some information from this, and you make sure you have a great day.